Hello, Nighthawk students and families. My name is Mr. Harvey. I'm one of the school counselors here at Del Norte High School. I'm also coordinating the PSAT NMSQT this year, and I want to provide you with some additional information and updates regarding the PSAT. As you know, the College Board has transitioned to the digital format for the PSAT NMSQT, and we are working hard to adjust to their suggestions and guidelines so we can ensure our students have a very positive test experience on that day. So I put together this presentation just to give you an overview of what to expect on exam day and to talk about steps students should take to complete the exam setup. So I'm going to share my screen, and again, I will try to keep this presentation very brief and just highlight some important need to know information. So I have sent email communications. Hopefully that information has been helpful. But again, this is a virtual presentation just for students taking the PSAT. So we are scheduled for Saturday, October 14th. I would like to anticipate the exam will begin promptly at 8 a.m. Students should plan to arrive in their classroom by 7:30 a.m. Some students will be testing in the gym, some students will be in different classrooms on campus, but just to give enough time to complete exam setup and make sure everyone is prepared and ready to go, I would like for students to be in their classroom by 7:30 a.m. Again, exam will start at 8 o'clock and is approximately 3 hours. So anticipate students should be done by noon, if not a little bit before, unless a student is testing with extended time accommodations. They will be expected to stay throughout the duration of their extended time accommodation. Any student who arrives late, unfortunately, we will not be able to admit due to the guidelines and procedures that College Board has regarding the digital test. So plan accordingly. We have over 900 people who will be on campus, including students and staff. So traffic might be a little busy in the morning. So just plan accordingly to be here in your classroom by 7:30 a.m. We will have staff on campus to help direct students to their appropriate classrooms for students who are not familiar with their particular classroom. In addition, students must bring their school-issued Chromebook when they come to campus. Students have been issued a Poway USD Chromebook, so I would encourage students, if you at some point maybe misplaced your Chromebook, please look for it, try to find it. If you need a loaner Chromebook, we will have a limited number of loaner Chromebooks available the morning of the test. We have asked students to let us know if they need a loaner Chromebook, and many of you already have, so I appreciate it. But unfortunately, we have a limited number. So students, again, if you have your Poway USD Chromebook, please make sure to bring it the morning of the test. Please make sure that your Chromebook is fully charged. So do yourself a favor, plug it in overnight, and again, make sure you have that full charge and ready to go for that Saturday morning. If a student is checking out a loaner Chromebook, please bring your school issued or photo ID, and you can pick up a loaner Chromebook from the Nighthawk Center before the test begins. After the test ends, you'll return the Chromebook to the Nighthawk Center, and then you'll be able to receive your photo ID in return. Okay, so with the change in the digital exam, every student now has their own individual sign-in ticket. And this is what the sign-in ticket looks like. We distributed the sign-in tickets during the readiness check. So we had it on Monday, October 2nd, today, Tuesday, October 3rd. And then our next readiness check will be scheduled on Monday, October 9th. So if a student wasn't able to attend Monday or Tuesday, and it is based by last name, then they can also attend on Monday, October 9th, to pick up their sign-in ticket. I am also able to distribute sign-in tickets throughout the week. So if one of these dates don't work, students can stop by my office and pick up their sign-in ticket. So again, the sign-in ticket is personalized. It is the students' login credentials for their PSAT. So there's some information on here to highlight. The sign-in ticket will have the student's room number, the student's date of birth, as well as their name, and the user ID and registration number that students will use to log into the Blue Book app. So again, this is your individualized sign-in ticket. Please do not share this with any other students. If you happen to misplace it, let me know. I have extra copies. Also, the morning of the test, the proctors will have copies of all student sign-in tickets to distribute that day if you need it. But again, this is what students will need to log into Blue Book and access the PSAT exam. This is the login page, and I just want to just kind of do an overview of what this looks like or what students will see. There is some verbiage here that says test your device. So I would recommend all students test your device. Some of the Chromebooks may need to be updated to the most current version. If it does, we have instructions on how students can update their Chromebook, but everyone should test their device before exam day and also the morning of exam day. So when a student logs into Bluebook, you will click the Use a Sign-in Ticket from your school. Do not use your College Board account. So if you have a College Board account, that's great. But for the purpose of the PSAT, you need to make sure you select Use Sign-in Ticket that was distributed from your school. For students who may not be able to access Bluebook due to a device issue, these are some steps you can take to update your Chromebook. So again, these handouts are available for students if they need to, but you want to make sure you follow the guidelines under clearing browsing history, as well as update Chromebook OS. The Chromebook must be updated to the current version in order for you to access the Bluebook app. Some of the updates take about 10 minutes, so I would recommend that you update your Chromebook way before the day of the exam, just so when you're here on campus, you're ready to test without any additional issues. So again, these steps are available for students to follow who may need to update their school-issued Chromebook. For students picking up a loaner Chromebook the morning of the test, those Chromebooks will already be updated, so you will not need to do an update. Only if you're using, again, your school issue device that you already have available to you. So after a student logs in using their credentials, this is the exam details page. So you just want to verify this information is correct, and it should be. So it has the title of the exam or school location, if a student is testing with accommodations that will be listed here. And then there's also a test day checklist that students can view. This is also included in the latter part of the exam setup. And then these two links at the bottom, test and full length test, I apologize, they got cut out. I am encouraging students to access these before the actual PSAT. The full length test is exactly what it says. It's a full length test where students can take and get a grade or get a score. So that way you know how you did on the exam, you're familiar with what to expect and the content that's on the PSAT. And this feature here also highlights some of the digital features that are already built into the Bluebook app. So for example, there's a digital calculator, there's annotation, not devices, but annotation abilities that will help students. So please take some time to review these two pieces of information before you take the exam on October 14th. After you verify this information, students will then click Start Exam Setup, and that's going to take you to some next steps. So this page will ask you to confirm your information, so your first and last name, please make sure it's correct. If you find something that's incorrect, please let me know, okay? You can email me, stop by my office, and we will figure it out. If you are testing with accommodations, those accommodations will be included here. As I mentioned, students who are testing with extra time will need to complete the entire exam in the allotted time that they're given. So just be aware of that students cannot bypass sections who are testing with extra time accommodations. If this information is correct, then click yes, and it will take you to the next page. So the next page is an overview of the testing rules. I did not include this in the slide because it's pretty lengthy, but I do encourage students to read through that very, very carefully. It talks about, again, the digital data of the exam. It talks about what students can and cannot do, and these are College Board guidelines. So please take some time to review those rules as you see them on the next page of this step. So after students review all the rules, you're going to agree and consent to the rules that are there. And then this next page, you'll see this after the rules section, is highlighting the Big Future Schools app. So students can choose to, download the students can choose to download the Big Future Schools app and provide them with their phone number. What Big Future School does is it will text students their scores once they are available in November. So this is optional, it's not required. Students can also access their scores through their College Board account, but this is just another resource that students can use to receive updated scores. And as they mentioned, they do not disclose your phone number for any reason. It really is just for students to receive their test scores. The next page, as part of the exam setup, is an overview of the National Merit Scholarship Program. Again, this is specifically for juniors who are taking the PSAT. The National Merit Scholarship Program, students can't enter the competition depending upon their PSAT NMSQT score. So the next 6 slides actually give an overview about the program, and it asks students a variety of different questions. It's basically identifying information. It's not used to determine eligibility for the National Merit Scholarship. It's just to collect the student information. Keep in mind, these questions are optional. They are not required, so students can skip this section. They can bypass this section. These questions are also part of the student's College Board account. So again, it's not required, it is optional, but it is specifically for juniors. So it's collecting your information and your identifying information regarding the National Merit Scholarship Program. After that section, then there's another component here that's called Introducing Connections. Connections is a resource that's used to help students find scholarships, help students with college searching. So again, this is optional if students want to receive information from Connections. It is a free program. Again, it's not required, but it is another resource that helps students really get connected to scholarships that they may be interested in, as well as determining if they're eligible, well, not eligible, but determining what scholarships they might have the opportunity to apply for. So if you are interested, you'll want to click yes, I want to participate, or you can skip this section. Again, it is completely optional. Okay, so towards the end of exam setup, here is a checklist of items that students can and cannot bring the day of the test. So please make sure you review this carefully. You can, take a picture, you can screenshot it. I'll go through this really quickly. As I mentioned, you need to bring a fully charged device. Students also, if you are checking out a loaner Chromebook, you will need to bring your photo ID. And also make sure you're following all of these safety procedures that our school has in place. In addition, under the allowed section, these are completely optional. So the power cord, a portable charger, if you bring these, they cannot be on your desk. They must be under the table. Regarding the power cord, we will have power outlets available, but there might be some limitations. So I would not anticipate on a student having an access to a power outlet if they bring a power cord, but it is something the College Board says students can bring. There will be breaks built in throughout the day, so students can bring snacks or water, but can only access those during the break time. Some items that are not allowed to bring, so notebooks, scratch paper. We will provide you scratch paper the day of the test, headphones, earbuds, your cell phones. Leave all those things at home, okay? Cell phones, leave them at home. Please, please do not bring them the day of the test. If you do, the proctors will collect them and you can get them at the end of the test, okay? So again, these are College Board guidelines, not so much Del Norte High School guidelines. So again, I wanted to keep this very brief and just give you an overview of what to expect for the day. If there are any questions come up, please feel free to email me. Here is my email address. Students, you can always stop by my office. Again, we do have a lot of students testing on October 14th, so we are trying to make sure that everything's in place. All of our students have the resources and tools they need to be successful for test day. So again, that was the purpose of the presentation. So if anything comes up, like I mentioned, please email me anytime, and we look forward to students having a positive testing experience.